This story is titled Dear Dad. Dad, father, बाप. ये दुनिया का ना सबसे second most beautiful and the most complicated word है. I spent years trying to understand my dad, while he has spent judging me. Yet we never truly understood each other. See, this story is not meant for your mere entertainment. This story is not a way for me to get attention, no. This story serves only one single purpose. An attempt from me to understand my dad. To understand who he is, and maybe just by the end of it, I do. So to understand my dad, my story starts from when he was in the 12th grade. In 12th grade, Dad decided to become a doctor. He gave the AIPMT exam, which was the All India Medical Test at that time. Scored fairly well. He was predicted to go to a very good medical college. All was set and done. Just everyone was awaiting for his board results. And well, his board results came in. Dad had failed in every subject in his boards. Everyone at home was in a whirlwind. Dada tried to appeal for a recheck, but at the time the recheck system wasn't as good as it is now. They never found his papers and Dad's marks never changed. He was heartbroken, but he took his chin up, told his family that it just wasn't meant to be, and moved on. And you know what he did next? And this surprised me as well. Dad, after seeing his results, went on to watch Jaane Bhi Do Yaro with his friends. This describes my father aptly. Even in the most toughest moments, he has his touch of humor. He has his little grin that he follows. And little did he know how he dealt with this moment would describe his life from now. And I will tell you why. See, after this debacle, my father decided to study English literature in St. Xavier's in Ranchi, where he met my mother, Miss Nazia Parveen. As Dad says, I should really be grateful that he failed his exams. Because if he hadn't failed his exams, then he would never have met my mother. And I wouldn't be here telling you his life story. Well, Dad and Mom bonded over their mutual love for Bryan Adams. And after that, Dad never looked back. Eventually, after a few years after college ended, Dad got a good job as a floor manager back in Jamshedpur. He was supposed to get married over the coming year. Everything was picture perfect. But as they say, life happens. And life did happen for Dad. One of Dad's most closest friends, Mr. Ashok, his only sister was diagnosed with cancer. She was transferred to Mumbai for further treatment. And at that time, Mr. Ashok did not have a lot of support, not a lot of friends by his side. So Dad, without any consideration for his job, without any consideration whether he might be fired, he left for Mumbai. Just because of the fact that his friend needed him. Dad helped Mr. Ashok with all his ordeals, and fortunately, his sister went into remission and she beat cancer. Dad said his goodbyes, went back to Jamshedpur, only now to find himself unemployed because he got fired, and second, his marriage broken off. Nana, after seeing his situation with my mom's father, decided to back out and was completely against the union. Everything that could go wrong did go wrong. But just like always in his life, Dad wasn't afraid to face the music. Dad went over to Nana's house, had a conversation with him that lasted about an hour. And by the end of it, Nana knew he was the right man indeed. And he gave them both his acceptance and blessings. Well, Dad and Mom got married. And after 2 years, I was born. I couldn't have been more lucky to be born to two such loving parents. But with my birth, Dad had a realization. Dad knew that Jamshedpur wouldn't be enough for me in terms of opportunities. He knew it wouldn't be enough for me in terms of my growth. So he decided to plunge into the unknown. He decided to shift us to Mumbai, in a city that he didn't know of, with a language he had never even had an idea of. Look at the picture. He left everything behind. His friends, his family, the city which he loved so dearly. the city which held everything that held so dear to him. He left all of that just so his son could get a better shot at life. He sacrificed all of that for me. Dad, I can never be like you. I can only aspire to be. I can only aspire to have the courage you had when you didn't let an exam define your life. I can only aspire to have the kindness you had when you left everything behind just to help your friend. I can only aspire to be as selfless as you, to plunge into the unknown just for your ungrateful son. Yet with even so much gratitude in my heart, half of the time I don't know what to say to my dad, and he doesn't know what to say to me either. So we sit in this silence between us, so much love to express that remains unsaid. But in a way, the silence between us expresses our deep connection. It means that we don't have to remind each other of how much we love each other at all points. I know you love me, Dad, as much as I love you. Words can't put in how much admiration I have for you. Sentences can't frame the inspiration you are for me. And paragraphs can't hold the love I have for you. I can never express this gratitude to you in these silences. So I express this gratitude in the medium I know best, in the form I know best, and that is stories. And through this story, I tell you, Dad, I finally understand you. I understand you, Dad. Thank you for everything. That is my time. Thank you so much for listening.
It's something unpredictable, but in the end it's right. I hope you had the time of your life. It's something unpredictable, but in the end it's right. I hope you had the time of your life.